Hafa and welcome to the third installment in the Hunterspeaks workshop series. My name is Lola Rosario Brown and I'm a board-certified behavior analyst at Hunterspeaks GUAM Autism Center. Today I want to share with you some simple strategies for success using antecedent manipulations. Please take a moment to read the following disclaimer. Let's start with the basics. What is an antecedent? Put simply, an antecedent is what precedes or comes immediately before the behavior you are trying to change. If you look at the ABC blocks in this picture, you can see that the sequence of behavior is antecedent, behavior, consequence. The antecedent comes right before the behavior, and the consequence is what happens as a result of the behavior. You can think of the antecedent as the trigger or setting event that likely caused the behavior to happen. It is important to remember that every behavior has an antecedent, whether you are aware of it or not. So part of this process is going to involve figuring out what those antecedents are. The reason this is so important to remember is because if you know that every behavior has an antecedent, that changing antecedents can prevent problem behavior, then you won't forget that you can impact behavior in a positive way, and you can make these positive changes each day. Why are antecedents so important in terms of changing behavior? Because if you can control or change the trigger of the behavior, then you can also influence whether or not the behavior happens at all. If you don't pull the trigger, nothing will happen. By planning ahead and making changes to antecedents to behavior, you can set yourself and your child up for success. Changing the environment, using visual supports, offering choices, giving clear and simple instructions, building momentum, and grandma's rule are all examples of simple antecedent manipulations you can do to create positive behavior change. Consider enriching the environment with toys, activities, and lots of options to keep your child busy and entertained. This can be especially important and helpful now while we are all pretty much stuck at home. Keeping your child entertained through an enriched environment can prevent behaviors that tend to pop up when they are bored or unoccupied. Using reinforcers to your advantage can also be very effective. For example, if I know that my child really loves Moana and Oreos, I might decide to keep the Moana DVD and the Oreos in a place where he or she can't get to them. That way, I can reserve them to offer as a reward for cooperating and listening to my instructions. If my child has already watched Moana 2 times today and eaten a sleeve of Oreos, he or she probably won't be motivated to put their clothes away or do their schoolwork in exchange for those particular items. Take a moment to think about what your child is really into and see if there is a way to use access to those items to your advantage. Considering the time of day is also really simple and effective. We all have periods of the day during which we are more cooperative. I personally am not likely to do schoolwork at night when I'm tired, and I'm much crankier and uncooperative when I'm hungry. Selecting the hardest tasks to complete during the time of day when your child is at his or her best is a great way to avoid those problem behaviors. The use of visual supports is another way to set yourself and your child up for success. Jacqueline Canada gave a great rundown of the types of visual supports you can use and when to use them in the first video of this workshop series. So instead of going into more detail, we'll be sure to post the link to that video. Offering choices is one of the easiest antecedent manipulations because it doesn't involve too much planning or preparation. Rather than telling your child to brush his teeth, offer this choice. What do you want to do first? Brush your teeth or make your bed? Being offered a choice, even when it is between 2 unpreferred activities or tasks, takes some of the heat off of the parent and gives the child a sense of shared control or power over what they do. In the end, your child will have to brush his teeth and make his bed, but because he gets to choose which one he does first, he will be much more likely to cooperate. You are still in charge, but it doesn't feel like that to your child. Delivering instructions using clear, concise statements is another good way to prevent some problem behaviors. I'm sure we can all agree that we don't like feeling like we're being lectured or given a long to-do list. However, all of us adults tend to do this and not even notice it. Here's an example. You could say, Go make your bed right now because I'm tired of looking at your mess. Why can't you just do it when you wake up in the morning? And then I want you to clean your room, take out the trash, and take a shower. Or you could say, and keep it simple, go make your bed, okay? And then when that's complete, great. Now I need you to take the trash out. Once the trash has been taken out, then you can give another request. Say, thanks. Next, do you want to clean your room first or take a shower first? I broke those down into smaller chunks and I threw a choice in. Building momentum can also help to affect positive behavior change. In ABA, we call this concept behavioral momentum, and it means that we start off easy with tasks we already know the child can do and will likely be willing to do before asking them to do something a little more difficult. Something quick, fun, and easy like, hey, give me a high five. Yes, okay, spin around in a circle. And now let me see a karate kick. Whoa! Okay, now go get changed out of those pajamas. Starting small and building momentum is proven to increase the chances of cooperation. Bonus points if the tasks are easy and silly and fun. And last, but certainly not least, we have Grandma's rule. We in the ABA world call this the Premack principle, but in reality, it's something we've all done before. Now, this might not ring true for everyone's grandma, but my grandma insisted I eat all my vegetables before I could have dessert. I didn't want my vegetables, but I really wanted my dessert, so the veggies were worth it. Basically, Grandma's rule is that to get to the good stuff, you need to get through the not so good stuff. You can use Grandma's rule for just about anything. Finish that worksheet and then you can play outside. Read that book chapter and then you can play video games. Go take a shower and then we can make cookies. But here's the key. If I don't eat my vegetables, I can't have my dessert. No matter how much I beg, plead, or negotiate, I can't have it. The rule is only effective when it's enforced. I hope you enjoyed this short workshop on simple antecedent strategies to affect positive behavior change. Life is stressful right now, and we are all feeling the effects of the isolation and shutdown. I really hope that by using these simple strategies, you'll be able to prevent problem behaviors from happening and feel empowered as behavior change agents. You can do this. Just plan ahead, be consistent, and set everyone up for success. Sidzu'us ma'asi and stay safe and healthy.